I mean, the best one that comes to mind is the movie Clue. I don't think any of you guys have seen that movie.
No.
Is it based off of the?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
They made a movie based
Do
off
they
of the
have
board
Colonel
game.
Mustard?
Yes, they do. They have a Mr. Green. They have a Miss Scarlet. They have a Mr. Body. Like, dude, the movie is awesome. It's Tim Curry is basically like the butler of it, and they're just trying to find out who killed Mr. Body, and everybody's cars are all dead, and they're all stuck there. Like, again, just like Knives Out, just like Glass Onion, they're all stuck there. It's great. It's so good, guys. Like, if you ever can find it, I don't know where it's like streaming, if anything, but
What year did it come out?
85.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If you have Bravo TV, you can watch it. But dude,
Maybe like a Peacock, I guess.
maybe I think Peacock's owned by. It's funny because there in Clue there's a Mrs. Peacock, but Christopher Lloyd is Professor Plum. You know,
But it's also on Fubu.
Fubu, nice. Michael McKean is Mr. Green. Leslie Ann Warren, Miss Scarlet. Colleen Camp, yeah, was Yvette.
Possibly Hulu too.
Possibly Hulu. I hope so because, dude, it's freaking great. I don't know, like other than Knives Out, have you guys seen any of these any other like murder mystery movies, or have you seen The After Party on Apple TV Plus?
No, I have not.
No,
I
because
heard
if
that
you
one
want
was
a
good,
fun
too.
murder mystery, and I for personal reasons really enjoy that show. I think it's like 8 episodes long, but it's really good. Again, it's also like Zach said, if you pay attention, you will be rewarded by being able to figure out pieces of the killer, of where they had opportunity and where they had motive. And it's really good. Tiffany Haddish is basically like the main detective, and she's trying to piece together a puzzle of why this famous like musician, this pop star musician guy is dead at his own party. It's really funny. That one's on Apple TV Plus. I think it was co-created by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. So, Lego Movie, Into the Spider-Verse.
Nice.
You gotta give it a shot. Like, if you want something similar to Knives Out like this, but a little more upbeat and like modern in the sense that like it has modern sensibilities and tastes, watch The After Party. It's good.
I got a couple.
Ooh.
So
Lay them out, man.
I'll say
I talk
this
a lot.
first one,
Give me a
and then
break.
we'll have Zach go through one, and then we'll kind of go.
Yeah,
through
we'll
it.
wrap
But,
it up. Yeah.
This is the one that I said that I saw, that I'll get back to, which is See How They Run.
Nice.
I
That
don't
was
know
on
if
my. That's
you
on my
saw
list.
it.
Yeah, I did not see it yet, but it is
Okay.
on HBO Max. That's,
It is on
next,
HBO Max.
That's on my list next to watch.
I had a lot of fun with it. I'll say I think Zach should watch it, just because it gave me vibes of the Grand Budapest Hotel.
I knew it.
But for me, I liked it more than the Grand Budapest
For those
Hotel.
who cannot see our live stream, Zach's eyes perked. Everything just went once you mentioned the Grand Budapest. If you want to get Zach's attention on anything, compare anything to the Grand Budapest
But watch it.
Hotel.
I think
I
you
will
might
tell
like
you
it.
why you're wrong.
I think you might like it, just because it reminded me of that movie. And
What was
I know
it
you
called
love
again?
that movie.
Sorry. What was it called?
See
See How They Run.
See how they run.
How
Okay.
they
It has Sam Rockwell,
Saoirse Ronan.
Adrian Brody.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty good. It was fun.
You know-
It's a different take on a murder mystery, but it's set in 1950s London,
Ooh.
and you're seeing it from the well, you have the inspector, of course, which is Sam Rockwell, but you got some other pieces of characters.
That reminds me, as technically speaking, a movie that came out this year is technically a murder mystery, and that would be Amsterdam.
I have not seen him.
That technically is a murder mystery because you're trying to figure out who are the main players behind a particular death that brought the 3 main characters together.
That one's also coming to HBO Max.
Indeed, it does. Yeah. Again, Anthony and I talked about it a few episodes back. Watch it; it's really good.
Another one that came out earlier this year, now that you mentioned, or maybe it was last year, was the Murder on the Nile. Which
Might have been earlier this year.
Yeah, which was the sequel, or
It's just a
follow-up
different
to,
story. Different story with Hercule Poirot.
yeah.
Some Agatha
Sorry,
Christie.
Death on the Nile. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
You're thinking Murder on the Orient Express, and then
Yeah.
there's Death on the Nile.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I remember you mentioned that movie being long.
It was long.
Yeah, it's like, man, this is really long.
But I like the genre of murder mystery, so
Again,
They're
like
fun.
they're cool. Like you have like some that are like really really good, and some of that just very fun, and they have a particular like fun comedic tone to it, and then others that are hella serious.
Yeah.
Like there's a movie that I remember in the theaters way back. I don't know if it was in the late '90s. I remember watching it with my sister, but is a movie with John Travolta and Samuel Jackson called Basic. I lied. It's 2003. So I remember watching this movie in the theaters, and that one's one of those where like murder mysteries with a at the end there's a big twist, and it's pretty cool. It's basically like a DEA agent trying to figure out like uh a that gets called into because he used to be in the military to try to solve like a murder of a like a squad leader or like a disappearance of a squad leader, and so he does interviews and figure out all this stuff, and it's a fun one. I don't know where you can see that, but that was oh, it should be on if you have Prime Video channels or if you have access to, like Cinemax, Basics on there. Very cool movie.
Cool. What about you, Zach?
I don't think I've seen much. I can maybe list a couple, some that are more memorable in my mind, and some that I've seen many years ago. And I have no idea how it turned out, but a movie like, since Danny already kind of mentioned it, Grand Budapest Hotel is a murder mystery. It's a comedy
True.
murder mystery.
Technically is. You're right.
Because an old lady dies, and Ray finds the character, gets accused, and they go on a whole run and everything, and they try to figure out who killed her, the old lady.
Yep.
But I've talked about it enough. I'm not going to talk about it too much. Since I've mentioned
All
it maybe like
roads
20
lead to the
times.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Somehow
according
everything's
to Zach.
connected. Everything's connected. But then also, I guess Sherlock Holmes.
Yes,
Those
the
would
first
be-
one
Yeah.
for sure.
That one
Game
would
of
be-
Shadows, you kind of already know what Moriarty's doing, but at the same time, like it's Moriarty, but then you also like what's Moriarty's like end game, like big master stroke that's going along. But I think the first one more so than anything else is like a cool mystery of just like how did this guy pull it off, and then he deduces everything and figures it all out. And of course you have it's the Guy Ritchie-esque version take on Sherlock Holmes.
And then you also have Enola Holmes, 1 and 2.
Yeah, technically, crime mysteries, trying to go through misadventures to solve a particular
Which
problem.
the second one that just came out on Netflix was actually very entertaining. I liked it.
Yeah, my sister told me that. I didn't see it yet, but she liked it.
Then another one that, because I had to kind of cheat a little bit and look up some murder mystery movies. And this is a movie that I saw as a kid, but I don't remember much about it. But here they have the Pink Panther.
Yeah,
Oh,
The one, but the one with
Inspector Clouseau,
with
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin,
Steve
yeah,
Martin.
his name.
Yeah, technically it. He's just the bumbling detective, but still kind of gets it done.
Yeah, it's another
Those are classic.
murder mystery comedy, I
Yep.
guess.
Heavy on the comedy side.
Indeed, we
Extremely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, the original Pink Panther. You have what's the actor's name now?
what the original
The original actor, the original Pink Panther actor, Peter Sellers.
Peter Sellers. Yeah.
Yes, he's a comedian. He's a comedic actor.
Yep.
So of course, when he played Pink Panther way back when, those were comedies.
Yeah.
So they of course kept that theme going because that's the character. But I remember both movies being pretty like being funny, but like stupid funny.
Yeah. They're silly, but like, oh look, they had a
Yeah, they're
good
like
twist at the end.
very childish, silly and stuff. But I don't remember much, but I did remember it being or them being a little funny.
I think the comedy and these the kind of murder mysteries lend themselves to work really well. Another main example, I think, before we kind of tie the bow in, very recent one. Again, it's a TV show on a streaming service that's not the After Party. I've seen the first season. I gotta watch the second one. It's very good, and it has comedic actors in it, and that would be Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, that's right.
Got Martin Short, Steve Martin, and
That one's
Selena
rated
Gomez.
really well.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really funny too. It's done really well. It's written really well. Kind of how everything kind of comes together. I cannot recommend it enough. It's very good.
There seems to be a lot of streaming murder mysteries. Because another one that comes to mind now that you mentioned streaming, Murder Mystery, ironically, from Netflix with Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, murder mystery. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Very on the nose.
Oh yes, I remember seeing that one, and I remember Jimon Hansu. Was it? No, it wasn't Jimon Hansu. It was what was Anthony here? He'd be making fun of me with this, but basically the actor who played T'Chaka in
John Kenny?
yeah yes John Connie. He's great. Yeah, he was hilarious in that. And it was I think was it the second time that Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler were in a movie together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know that was a big deal because they were like reuniting for a movie.
Yeah, it's like, oh
And
my god. And that one's actually one of his better movies that went a part of his Netflix
Netflix.
deal.
yeah,
Like that was actually fun. Like it was, it's just a
it
random couple, New York couple that's just going on a European vacation, and then something wild happens, and then
I think
they're
at
framed
the time,
for murder. So they have to try to solve the murder and clear their names before they get to the authorities.
At the time, it was like one of Netflix's biggest movie releases.
Yeah,
So,
because again, if you know how to write them, these movies are fun, and they're all it's like people love reading mystery novels, and if you can do that in movie form while still keeping it entertaining, then hell, even better.
Yeah, I think I would gravitate more towards something that, like a murder mystery movie that has a little bit of lightheartedness to it.
Yeah.
That doesn't take. It's not too serious. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Where it feels like a typical murder mystery thriller rather than, and lean more towards like a murder mystery like comedy.
Yeah.
I would prefer that, like with Knives Out, both of them, and a couple of the other ones that we've mentioned that I've seen that are more on that lighthearted side.
I think that's like a good balance between the genres, but I think that's what makes the murder mystery so well because it combines like the lightheartedness, comedy, thriller.
There's an
mystery,
overarching mystery or a plot of,
And-
oh man, we got to figure this out.
gets a lot of people that maybe wouldn't be interested in it have a good time.
Yeah. I think one final kind of recommendation I'd say within this genre is a movie that's basically, I think, this director's best movie. It's a pretty great movie with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, called The Nice Guys. That would technically be considered like a sort of murder mystery because you have like a PI and then like a enforcer, kind of like strongman that strong arms people to get things done. He and they both have to somehow like work together in order to figure out an overarching mystery or a conspiracy, and murder mystery conspiracy going on. So it's great. Like I cannot recommend The Nice Guys enough.
I never got to see it.
Dude,
Just seeing the poster now, and I
It's
remember.
great. It's on Netflix right now. Watch it before they take it off. I honestly watch the after. Like I think if we said I watched Clue, watch the After Party, watch The Nice Guys. Those would be the big ones I would say.
And also, in a way, I just thought about it now since I saw it not too long ago. American Psycho. In a little bit. I mean,
I don't know.
You know who done it.
That's the thing. But that's more just like a
It's more like
dark.
thriller,
It's just
horror.
more of a dark thriller.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Psychological.
Psychological thriller with a
Like
bit
one
of
of
Huey
those,
Lewis
okay.
and the news appreciation. Do you like Huey Lewis and the news? They really came into their own in sports.
Because I can see where it's not much of murder mystery. It's more of like, okay, there's a killer out there. Who's the killer?
But
Is there a killer? That's the
There's no
overarching
mystery
thing.
because
Oh yeah, or is there a killer?
It's again
You are
that's
the-
why it's more of a psychological thriller.
yeah.
There is a whole like that's why I think like something like Memento falls under psychological thriller, not so much
That
like
that
murder
did show up
mystery.
when I.
Yeah, like it's
That's a-
it's more of
I
a
could
psychological
see
thriller.
why maybe some people would think Memento, but I think that's more like you're saying, like a psychological type.
I think like it's always like it's like you have to think of it like a Scooby Doo episode where like at the end they're able to find the reason why this person did it, who it was, and then like how they catch them in the act or like how they reveal.
If
who
it
they
wasn't
did
for you and those meddling kids.
and that dang dog too.